Hey! Hello! Bet you didn't expect to see my big, greasy, stupid face. Hi everyone. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. Yeah. Working on Dr. Bees today. Actually working on a couple different things. No, not a couple. Working on two. But mostly going to be Dr. Bees. I just tweeted out a link. Let me check that went through okay. For some reason... Yeah, for some reason, Twitter doesn't like... Or YouTube. Yeah, Twitter doesn't like giving you a YouTube thumbnail when you tweet things out. Anyway, hi everyone. How's it going? I'm Harry. Going to be working on Dr. Bees. Or it should have been out a long time ago. And it's not out. That is my MO. Obviously, I take forever to make anything, but I thought this thing would be done months and months ago, because it's like, oh yeah, it's Dr. Bees, it's easy animation, like it's simple, barely anything moves, it's all kind of crappy looking on purpose, but this particular Dr. Bees cartoon is really long. It's way longer than any Dr. Bees. The opening scene is longer than the last two Dr. Bees cartoons, not put together, but like they're both 2 minutes and 5 seconds or 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and this one I think is 2 minutes 17 seconds, the opening of the cartoon, and that's all done. And the end of it is done, and there's just a middle chunk left. Actually today what I'm doing is kind of an embellishment. I'm working on some crowd stuff. I'll show you what I'm working on today. So we got some crowd stuff going on. We got like a whole bunch of people. They're all well, they're not animated, they're still characters, but you know, they get attacked by bees. Obviously it's Dr. Bees. And yeah, we got some stuff. Like, you actually may remember these two from the first cartoon. I animated them yesterday. I was showing my buddy Gregor this. Gregor's been helping out, and he was like, yeah, you're done, you don't need to add anyone. I was gonna add one guy, and he's like, yeah, actually Gregor's Scottish. He's like, yeah, you don't need to add any more people. Well, that would be, I think he sent it to me as a text, but yeah, he said I didn't need anyone else added, but I definitely want to add people. So we got these guys running, and I colored them yesterday, and there's a bunch of characters I've not colored, which we're gonna have to color today. So blah 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 blah. We got like not a cop, but a security guard at the bank shooting. We'll color all those people today. I have a bunch more people that I animated as well today, which I'll show you. They're all over the place, but like, yeah, just some random legs kicking in the background. I won't get to compiling these today, but we'll just, you know, we'll finish them off and, like, you know, kind of give you an idea of what the shot might look like. But I don't want to actually have to open up the main file because it's too big. It would take 20 minutes for my computer to open while live streaming. Got some legs kicking. Got a just a guy crying. This is during the bee attack, you know, when all the bees are like attacking and making a mess of the place. Got this guy being lifted into the air by bees, which will be fun to finish that off. I don't know if we'll get to all of this today. Probably gonna live stream for about 2 hours maximum. But the one thing I wanted to do, the one thing I wanted to add, is stupid, but it was a man being gored by a giant bee. And I don't know, I don't know if we'll have time to do that today. So I was gonna animate it properly. I was gonna have it, you know, him being like dragged around and screaming and stuff, which is funny to me. It's funny that Dr. Bees just has a giant bee with him, but I can't be fucked to animate something really long and hard. That sounded filthy. I can't be bothered to animate something difficult and tedious, is what I meant to say. So I'm not gonna actually animate it properly. I'm gonna cheap out on it and create something lazy. But I'll try and keep up with the chat a little bit, but I don't know, I'm not really looking for... Yeah, I'm not looking for a lot of interaction today, because, guys, I got a lot of stuff to do. But good to see some people. Harry Ashfield, he's an old familiar face. Gerald, Greg, Space in a Space, I don't recognize you guys. Dirty Mike, he's new as well. Hey, Bowser, I know Bowser. Hey, Kostas, my good buddy Kostas Skiftas in the chat. I used to live with Kostas at university. I actually lived in the, well, technically in the same building as Kostas for 4 years. Really good buddies. We made Ace Rider together, if you remember the Ace Rider cartoon. Not cartoon. It's cartoonish, but it's live action. Me and Kostas are in that. I'm Ace Rider. Kostas is the bad guy. Kostas is making a game at the moment. So I hope he's not being too distracted by watching my live stream. But yeah, good to see you guys. I'm just going to get to it because I got, like I say, I got a bunch of stuff to do. Trying to animate this guy getting attacked by a bee. I'm gonna have some aspartame as well. Gonna have some filthy, disgusting poison. All right, so when it comes to a giant bee that I am too lazy to animate, I'm thinking he's gonna have I'm just thinking he's gonna have kind of one arm sort of outstretched like that, sort of fighting the bee away, maybe more stretched out than that. What I'm probably going to do is draw one frame, copy and paste it, change it a couple of ways, like just repose characters, and then in between it, so we get just sort of a back and forth animation, like someone kind of going, you know, like they're wrestling against something. Basically 4 or 5 frames that I just copy and paste over and over again. That's all I can be bothered to do today. I'm so sick of this cartoon. So sick of this cartoon. This should have been done months ago, but it's not, and I'm getting sick of it. So I want his hand kind of be outstretched and desperate looking. By the way, these characters are going to be really small in the frame. They're right in the background, so I'm not worried about them looking really lovely or anything. There are main characters actually in the foreground of the shot that are, you know, having dialogue and stuff. This is just so that there's something funny happening in the background, and it tickled me to think that there would be a giant bee attacking someone. So I'm going to put some giant bee antenna in there. My bee anatomy should be better at this point, given how many bees I've drawn. But, nah. I can't really draw bees very well. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let's see what you people are saying in the chat. A whole bunch of stuff. I don't want to read all that. Okay. Alright, so hopefully you can see me okay, by the way, with the placement of the microphone. Not that you really want to see me. Maybe I should move it this way a little bit. More like that? I don't know. I haven't organized this very well. Okay, so he's got a big kind of hairy, disgusting bee head. And big bee jaws. I don't know what you call them. Are they mandibles? Or something? I don't know exactly what you call them, but the things that bees use to eat stuff. Bee teeth. It's got a big set of bee teeth. And then he's got like his thingies, his antenna, and the other eye, big bee eye. Yeah. Just have some of that face. So he's sort of a hairy, big hairy bee face coming in there. And this guy's back. He's wearing kind of a suit. We'll put the other bee arm in here. I think bees have 6 legs, right? Something like that for the other one. And we'll put in the others kind of poking out. This actually, we'll draw his legs first. I think his legs, you kind of want to think in layers when you're drawing things, like what do you draw first? Do you draw, so you don't have to erase too much. You want to draw the things that are in front to begin with, and then the things that are behind, so you don't accidentally draw the thing behind to begin with and then have to rub out or erase parts of it, you know? Hey everyone. Hey Zaito. Hey Davi88, good to see you again. Hey Ark. Hey, I can't see your name. Yinyer Emlyn. You drew that hand with such ease. Oh, thank you. I think that's kind of a crappy looking hand, but you know, we're just trying to go relatively fast. My goal, by the way, is to try and get through all of the coloring and the animating on this guy by the end of the live stream, and also color some of the other characters in as well. I do have some Starbarian stuff that my assistant Yap has been working on. While I've been doing Dr. B's, Yap has been working on Starbarians things, and he's been sending me work to kind of okay and to put in the main timeline on that. So we do have some Starbarian stuff to look at as well today, and I will hopefully get to that. That would be kind of cool. Cool and easy. That's the important thing, is that it's easy for me to do while doing a live stream, while talking, because I don't like spending too much energy, and right now it's taking a lot to try and draw and talk at the same time. It's nearly impossible. It's nearly impossible. All right, so that looks good. The microphone's too low. Put it back there a bit. And yeah, more of the hairy bee body to come, I guess. And some kind of wings here, like that. I can never draw the pattern on wings, but they just sort of look like leaves or something, you know what I mean? They just have these kind of veins running through them that stick out. Oh man. Alright, that's looking kind of good on him. And the body is going to be furry too. If I'm drawing them small, I don't really draw the body too big, but he's big enough, I think, that we want to include some of the furriness of that bee body. Get that kind of shaggy look to it. You can tell I'm being lazy, right? I'm just I'm just really quickly drawing the fur. Blah blah blah. You get the idea. La da 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 da, like that. And this is going to be a highlight in the fur. Big kind of streak of white when we color it in later on. Zaito says, barely ever have I seen a bee as big as that beautiful bastard. Yep, he's a big bee. He's a big dirty bee. There's no logical reason why it's a giant bee. I just thought it would be something funny in the background. I was trying to think of stuff that I hadn't done visually. I hadn't done somebody being lifted into the air by bees, so I included that. And I hadn't done a giant bee attacking anyone, so I did that. Gerald says, Harry, can you answer me a question? Yeah, I can, Gerald. Well, it depends on the question. If it's, you know, hard algebra, I'm not going to be able to do it. But shoot, buddy. What's up, Gerald? And so this is an old man with a hat. And we've actually already drawn him in the cartoon. He's in a couple of crowd shots. This old guy here. So basically, I'm just taking that design and applying him to like a new kind of position. And that's what we're gonna go with on the bee attack. Yeah. So he's getting savaged by a bee. Great big bloody bees coming at him. I want this guy to look fearful. It's tough because you can't really see his eyes because he's got glasses on. We could knock the glasses off, but we'll keep them on. What I'm going to do is just make his mouth enormous, like that. And hopefully that'll imply his fear, his innate fear at being attacked by a bee. Now, what was it that Gerald asks? Gerald didn't ask anything. He asked if he could ask a question. Zigzag says, hey Harry, big love and thanks for your awesomeness from cold Siberia. Shit. Hello. Glad to be talking to someone in Siberia. I hate to say it, I don't know a damn thing about Siberia, other than I think it's sort of a joke in movies that people will be sent to Siberia if they misbehave. If you don't, you know, if you don't please your masters, they'll send you to Siberia to work there. So that's probably a very insulting thing to say to someone from Siberia, but that's kind of all I know, and vaguely what part of the world it's in. I know about huskies too. Okay, so he's gonna have his tie on. I think he's wearing a waistcoat actually. Oh my gosh, this sometimes happens when you're animating. You just start, it's just a mess of lines at some point. I think I can keep track of what it is. It really becomes nightmarish when you ask someone else to color it in. You hand them like, look at this. What is that? What is jacket? What is tie? What is neck? What is collar? What is bee? If you give that to someone else to color, they're just gonna go and not want to do it. But I think that's why a lot of people should probably color their own animation, or it should be made really clear. But I will say I've had some animation colored for me recently by my assistant Yap that I talked about earlier, and he did a really good job. He can pretty much figure everything out. He is hyper smart. He's a very intelligent person. I was going to say boy, and I thought I was disrespectful, so I switched to person, and it came out as boy. He's a very intelligent guy, so he's figured everything out that I've asked him to do. Geranium says, make the wings flap on the twos as a blur. Yeah, I can make the wings flap. That might be kind of a cool thing to do. Yeah. Harry, I'll be animating while listening to you animating. Thank you, Dan. I hope this doesn't make your animation come out way worse, listening to me and my nonsense. Alright, we want the other kind of clawed insect arm near his face, like he's getting it right in his face there. That's going to be good. And then the other arm kind of trying to fight back. In vain, of course, because he's not going to be able to fight back. He's getting savaged by a giant bee. Right, and this is what I was talking about where I said I didn't really want to animate this properly. Like, I think we've some missing legs, maybe. Maybe there's legs need to be on the other side. So something like that. But I don't really want to... I don't want to animate this. It's going to take too long. So I'm just going to cheat it. I'm just going to copy and paste it and create some sort of struggling frames. I forgot who asked, but someone a minute ago asked if the name Happy Harry was taken from Watchmen. It was not. It was not taken from Watchmen. I'm pretty sure I had it before I read the Watchmen, but it is in the Watchmen too. It's just a coincidence. I think there was just a thing about people in the internet, kind of early internet animation, not using your real name. People still don't really use their real name, so I just wanted to come up with some kind of, I don't know, pseudonym, and I was being very uncreative that day, so I went with Happy Harry, which is lazy. Should have been Hungry Harry. Be more accurate, because I'm always hungry. I'm trying to diet at the moment because I got fucking fat last year on the lockdown, and it's going okay. It's not really going okay. Honestly, it's a big pain. All right, so okay, so I'm gonna try to. This is created the second frame. Gonna try to copy and paste the bee into a new position. And we'll see how that goes. So some of the stuff I'm just gonna have to redraw. Gonna have to redraw it to make it work. But so we're gonna have one arm back. We'll have his head go back too, like so, just like God, my giant bee has come for me. This guy made some sort of deal with the devil. He was like, this devil was like, I'll give you 20 years of earthly success, but at one price. And he's like, okay, any price you say, as long as it's not a giant wasp that kills me. And the devil says, I promise you it will never be a giant wasp. And then he sold his soul. And little did he know, after 20 years of earthly success, it looks like the bee's having sex with him. Let's be honest. It's basically bee sex is what I've animated. And then after 20 years of earthly success, guy gets attacked by a giant damn bee. Alright. That's good. There's something like this. He's like, bee. You know what I mean? I've been very lazy there. I've not animated anything really. And I'll just in between it a little bit. And then to the untrained eye, so this is not you guys, but to the unsuspecting, unwashed masses, they'll think I animated a bee. And I didn't really. I just wobbled the drawing around a bit. Maybe the... What would you call that? It's not the thorax. It's like the back bit. The bee butt. Maybe the bee butt would go up at the end there. I'll see what the chat is saying. You guys might have some opinions or some interesting things to say. Maybe not. Where's bloody Gerald? Oh, there he is. Gerald says, I already asked my question, but you probably missed it, by the way. Yeah, I did. I missed what you asked. Gerald says, in Starbarians episode 2, I think, there's a preview of the future episodes, including a clip that wasn't in 3. No, there isn't. I don't think. But you might have seen like a trailer that I made. I think I made a trailer or something of stuff that I didn't use in episode 3. That'll be in episode 4. My question is, how far are you into Starbarians episode 4? It'll be out this year. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Please don't hold me to it. No, you can hold me to it if you want. I'm gonna try and put it out this year. That's all I gotta say. And the stuff that you've seen already will just be be used in episode 4. I'm gonna try and make episode 4 the end of the storyline, so no more to be continued, because I just think it's lame. I think that if people are waiting like 4 years to see a cartoon, it shouldn't be a to be continued. It's not lazy, because cartoons and animation are a ton of work, but you can't expect people to then go to be excited for the next part and wait another couple of years. So I'll just I'll throw all that stuff in episode 4. Dan Ho Montero says, Harry, I wanted to be a 2D animator because of you. I'm sorry, Dan. I've ruined your life, buddy. I'll buy you a drink if I ever see you, okay? Alright, so we're going to erase some parts here that we don't want to see. But I'm going to try and draw the feet sort of in the same position, so it's like he sort of stays rooted to the ground. So you don't want the feet sliding around. Feet typically do not slide around, so you want to keep them kind of in place. And then we'll have the back leg do something. Have the other arm do something. Hang on. Have the arm actually go down like that. So he's moving his other arm back. Maybe it should be up a little bit. You guys just wait and see, okay? We're gonna in between this very, very quickly and lazily, and then we'll be done. And I don't know what the other leg is doing, but because the other one's kind of gone down a bit, I'll make this one... Actually, the other one's gone up, so I'll make this leg go down. Just for some variety. Like that. Guys, it's getting to that point where it's really messy, man. I just want to repeat for people that maybe have just joined us. This is for a crowd shot. It's for kind of an action sequence. There's tons of stuff happening, and I just want to quickly kind of pad out the shot with a few instances of people sort of being attacked by bees. So I thought it'd be funny to have a giant bee. Now the bee claws in this shot are going to be closed, I think, because they're open in the previous one, just to, again, give that bit of variety to the shot. And I will just make them like that, sort of like that. And then his chest is going to be there. Da, 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 da. And then his other arm will be coming down, the other bee's arm. Like that. I think that's just about it. Okay, so it looks like the bee's humping him a lot. It's just the way it is. Something like that. Oh yeah, the other eye. We gotta finish the other eye off. Alright. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break from drawing, and I'll see what you're saying in the chat. Davy88 says Starbarians comic when? This year. That is the plan, man. We're planning to do it this year. Alcastrophobia says, I can't comprehend the fact that I have the same last name as you and your dad. You can't comprehend it? Okay. Seems kind of normal. Seems like a everyday occurrence. I know a couple of partridges. I can think of two, maybe. But congratulations, it's a cool name. Rider Fighter says, this is going to be great. Thank you, man. Sam Gay says, any future plans for Trilby Dogtooth? Big plans. Big plans for Trilby Dogtooth, man. I can't wait to do the next one. The plan is, once Dr. Bees is done, I only want to focus on Starbarians and Trilby Dogtooth stuff for the rest of the year, pretty much. I have a few ideas for really easy things I could make. Like, you know, last year I did a Ghostbusters cartoon for my buddy Phelan that was about a minute long. It was very easy to make. I could make something like that simple for my channel. I did the Comic Tropes intro in November, which was about 10 seconds of animation, but it probably, you know, it was very high quality animation. It could have been easily a 1-minute cartoon by itself. So, I mean, I do little bits and pieces every year that I could have, you know, turned it in for I could have made it something for my channel. But last year we did all the behind the scenes stuff. We made 6 episodes of Shot Blast that are on the Patreon, and I want to focus this year on more front-facing stuff, more live streaming, maybe more content that goes on my main channel, because there was just nothing last year. There's only one cartoon, and you know, more stuff like that. So yeah, Dogtooth and Starbarians is the name of the game for 2021. All right, let's in between this bad boy, and I could copy and paste it a little bit, but hey, Cristobal Aguilera, thank you very much for the super chat. I have no idea what CLP is. What is CLP? I guess, is that... No, what is CLP? I'm not very good with currencies, so I have to look it up. Chilean pesos. Well, thank you very much, Cristobal. Cristobal gives 5,000 Chilean pesos and says, "What's this? An amazing lad making outstanding animation with a lack of bees. Hope you're doing great, man. Greetings from the end of the world." Well, thank you very much, Cristobal. I really appreciate the super chat, buddy. It's extremely generous of you. I don't think I've ever received a Chilean peso before. I'm glad that I now have 5,000 of them. That is awesome. All right, so we'll get this in between as best we can. Just kind of make it look like something's happening. And then we'll be excited when we get to color it. Now, I kid, it's going to be a big pain in the butt to color. What I'll probably do is I'll draw one of these in-betweens, and then I may grab the frames that we've already drawn, sort of kind of morph them and use them as a way to get us the other in-betweens, because we don't want to draw... This is a very detailed illustration. We don't want to draw it, 7, 8 times. We just want to draw it, if we can, 2 or 3 times and just call it a day at that. So I will try to do what I can to sort of lessen the workload. It's 5:28 right now. If in half an hour's time we're not done with in-betweening this yet, which is likely that we won't be done, I'll probably move on to coloring in half an hour, because I don't want to just be animating all day. We've got tons of stuff to color. Coloring's kind of more fun to look at. You actually get to see some things get finished. Maybe get to see some things move, as opposed to me just, flipping back and forth between the same couple of frames. So I'll try to get to some coloring today before I'm done. And... Ah! There you go. He's gonna have his other leg coming in like that. Oh man, ain't it fun? Isn't it just fun to draw the same thing over and over again? That's what animation is. It's really fun. All right. Hey Agsma, good to see you, buddy. Agsma is a member on our forum, the Discord, excuse me. I'm old-fashioned, I'm calling it forum. And as is Terranium and a couple others. Hey, Simon LaChance with the super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Simon says, "Hello, fellow Flash animator." Guys, Simon LaChance works... Actually, I don't want to dox you. I was going to say where you work. Simon makes video games, if you want to check him out. I'm sure he'll do some self-promotion if he wants to, but I didn't want to... I was going to say the studio name that you work at, but Simon's a talented guy. He's a cool guy. And he's commissioned me a couple of times to draw things for him. So he is a friend of the channel. Alrighty, I'm getting sick of drawing this damn bee. Alright. I was gonna maybe draw the wings flap, which, does add some motion, but I don't know. Because I wonder if it would make the frames too obvious that I'm repeating them if it was the same flapping action over and over again. Oh boy, look at this. This is a tight in-between. This is what you'd call a micro in-between, where like the spacing between the two drawings is too similar. So it gets really tough to make it look good. Just gets shaky and crappy looking. Alrighty, alright, there we go. Let's fill in the body. As you can tell, I'm spending no time on trying to get all the spikes of fur to look accurate. That's a really hard thing to do in animation too. If you have, say a really complex pattern like a spider's web pattern, or, fur or hair or whatever, getting getting the in-betweens to look the same when you're actually animating the thing in motion. It's not impossible, it just takes a long time. And we're trying to be lazy today, we're trying to get through this quickly, so I am just sort of guessing it, really. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Whatever. Just stick it in. Just put it in there. Da 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 da, like that. Oh, I'm done. I don't want to animate anymore. It's boring. It's extremely boring. Whoa. This is not good. This is not good. I shall hit save, just in case. Oh, buddy. Hey, Joel Mayer. Joel Mayer is another friend of the channel. He's on the Discord. Joel says, I'm too lazy to just put it on a peg and separate the layer and wiggle stuff like this around. Oh, that's what you do. You just put it on a peg and wiggle it around. Haha. Sam Gay says the wings could just twitch each second. Yeah, they could. They could do that. I may wait until I've animated the shot till I start worrying about the wings. I may sort of loop it a couple of times and then just pick random frames to have the wings twitch on. Okay. We want to put that bloody eye in there. Big stupid eye. Put that mess in there like that. Oh man, I don't want to. Can we let's just copy and paste the head. I'm not drawing that bloody head again. I think that's Milk Carl quote. I think one of the greatest animators of all time. I think that was one of his quotes. Just copy and paste the head. I'm not drawing that bloody head again. Definitely shows you that we're on the same level of regarding our art with respect and treating it with the respect it deserves. Yep. All right, something like that. It's the point across. And this is again the shirt and collar and tie and stuff. Something like that, and then the leg is going to be going down, I think. Yep, like that. I can tell we're gonna have to fix a lot of stuff at the coloring stage. Usually, you just sort of do stuff animating that you think, oh, we'll just fix it when we color it. Like I can tell the shoe is drawn differently there than it is on the previous frame, but we can fix that if it's really evident. A lot of the time it's just not going to be noticeable, really. I think a good test is if you can play it back a couple times and not notice a problem, you're probably good to go. But then it's really hard to let yourself do that. Usually after you've played it back a few times and you start noticing like, oh, there's a frame there where, you know, the fingers are not colored in properly or the eye twitches in a weird way, you want to fix it because it's usually your project. So there's me joking about having no respect for what I'm doing. I do to a degree. There's certain stuff I just won't let go. I want to fix every little problem I see, basically. I probably am a perfectionist. I don't like to admit it, but okay. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. So that's our in-between. You know, we could maybe get away with just that, but probably what I'll do is I may just kind of copy and paste this one frame and just tweak it like a little bit. Hang on now. What I think I'm doing is this. We'll redraw the other stuff, okay? Move the hand slightly. Let's morph the hand. So this is a really useful tool that's in Toon Boom, using Harmony, Toon Boom Harmony. And it's the way that you can grab stuff and kind of mush it around. You sort of pull and mush things around with the envelope tool. It does compromise the drawings slightly. It sort of simplifies them a bit, but it's a very good time saver. And typically, you just want to save as much time as possible, because not because you're being lazy, but because animation takes forever. So you've got to find shortcuts where they exist. See, I think that's a perfectly serviceable in between now on the B at least. I feel like that highlight looked a bit goofy. Let's just redraw that highlight. Actually, the whole back of the B doesn't look very good, but I think the front of the B looks alright. So now what we can do is go in and I'll in between the guy, because he's not as detailed as the B, and then we'll basically only have one in between left, which is not too bad. It's not too bad. We want to get through this today because I want to color. I want to show you guys all the other stuff we've animated, and we can color it on live stream. So sorry, I've not really been getting to questions. Simon LaChance asks, is Toon Boom as buggy as Flash? I would say no. I would say Toon Boom is pretty much very stable. Never really have any problems with it. Flash is, you know, yeah, Flash is buggy. Hey, Beanlight! Everyone, Beanlight is a super talented animator. And, well, 3D modeler. I don't know if Beanlight really animates. He probably could, but he's a great 3D modeler. Good to see you, Beanlight. Thanks for coming by. Hey, Costas is still in the chat. Costas says in-betweens. Yeah, man, in-betweens just, they suck. They suck. I hate in-betweens. And you can do a lot to cheat them, but there's always some degree of drawing you want to do. And I think it might look a little bit too robotic if I copy and paste the guy, so I'm gonna draw him here. I see that wrinkle on his shirt just disappears on the next frame. It's fine. A wrinkle can disappear. That's absolutely fine. So I'm going to try and actually favor the red outline here, which is so that it's sort of closer to that position. It's not going to be a straight in between. Just because it's going to look kind of better that way. It's going to be better if when they're struggling, it's like close together, and then you get, I don't know. I can't really show you right now, but when we color it, you'll see hopefully what I mean. I'm probably going to color this one dead last though, because it looks like it's going to be kind of a bitch to do. I may not even color it today. I would rather color the other shots and actually let you see something different, because I'm getting sick of looking at these two. So again, we want to favor that red outline, so the legs are going to be closer to the initial position. Like that. And the foot is going to be doing the same thing. Oh man, actually I will redraw the head. Fuck it, I don't want to, but whatever. Basically just going to do what actually I once spoke to a Disney animator about this. This is a sort of a guilty confession that I said I liked to save time. I would copy and paste something and then I would just rotate it, just like I'm going to do here with the head. Draw it again, just or trace it and then just sort of shift it a little bit, rotate it. And this guy just said, oh yeah, we did that at Disney all the time. We called it trace and place. I felt much better. Felt better. I thought, oh, if people working on Treasure Planet and stuff like that would trace something and then place it differently, and they had a name for it. They were doing it frequently enough that they had a name for it. I didn't feel so guilty about me and my rinky-dink productions having some shortcuts in them. So yeah, we're gonna do a bit of a trace and place today on his head, and let's just get to that now. So we've traced it. And now we're going to place it down there, favoring the red, so it's like that. It's just starting to move, you know? Costas Skifter says, With pixel art and animation, I cheat 1000% of the time with these animations. Oh yeah. Copy and paste, offset 1 pixel. Yeah. I mean, that is the way to do it. Jack Reader says, I'm amazed at how fast he works while explaining it. Jack, my boy, thank you so much. Your check is in the mail. No, I mean, you know, I'm not doing high grade, good quality stuff, really. I'm doing crap, but whatever. Like, yeah. Alright. Alright. Let's draw those bloody claws in there. Like that. Da-da-da-da-da. I need to get the soundboard up and running, man, because that fucking every time I'm doing a live stream, I think about that Christian Bale bit where he loses his temper on the set of was it Terminator 4, where he's like, "Oh, you're just walking around with the lights, da 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 da," like that. That got a fan animation where they animated Batman doing it, and it's really funny. But I just always think of da 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 like that. We used to have a soundboard, but the software is not working anymore. I need to find something of equivalent kind of ability, equivalent capability. I don't know. All right. So we're nearly done. This is going to be second to last in between that we're going to draw. So I'm getting sick of these in betweens. Giving me a headache. This is the gripe stream. I'm just griping today, but I don't want to animate. Falling out of love with it. No, I'm not. It's still good. It's still cool. Animation is still a very cool thing to do. Still gets you tons of chicks. But all right, I'm drawing this old raggedy old hand. All right, something like that. Let's just clean up that little bit there. Like that. Alright, well, we're gonna have a job cleaning it up because it's quite ratty in places. There's gaps missing, the lines, you know, are not very clean, there's holes and stuff, but we're gonna do one more in between this and this, and to do that I shall inject another clean frame. I'm gonna save, gonna have a sip of my drink, see what people are saying in the chat. Burgermeister says, love your stuff, Harry. Thank you, Burgermeister. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, Akostas remembers the Christian Bale video because I think I saw it with him for the first time. We used to live together in college, university, we call it in Britain, but Americans call it college. Edie says, you could compile a list of time-saving animation tricks if you had the time. Ha, ha, ha. I actually did do that. I put something out on Twitter a couple of years ago called time-saving animation tips, I think. If you search my name on Twitter and time-saving, you'll probably see it. Yeah. Oh, good for you. Yeah, Christian Bale, man. It's a classic clip. Darby says so many in-betweens. It's not that many in-betweens, man. It could be way worse. Hey, Gregor's in the chat. Gregor, I was talking about Gregor earlier. Gregor is helping me with the organization and finishing of this cartoon. And Gregor, looking out for my sanity, did suggest that there will be no more people in the background. Gregor, do you want to see what has happened since you told me that? So that we have a crowd shot in the cartoon, and that no one's animated here, so it didn't take too much time to do. But Gregor, I did have a scene where I had one extra guy kind of screaming in the background. It was this bank teller guy here, and Gregor was like, "Yeah, you don't need to have him in the background. There's already enough stuff happening." And I, respectfully listened and nodded. But I've just gone and added loads of people because that was my intention. I wanted to add loads of people. We've got mother and daughter running this. Thank you, father. This was the daughter here with her expression. She's from the first cartoon. Got the mother and daughter that I animated. We've got where is it? Oh, there she is. Got a woman screaming on the floor. She's just going to be a 2-frame loop. We're going to color her. Got a guy gripping the counter. He's not going to be animated, but I wanted to put him in anyway. We have the guy that was behind the counter. He's not animated. Have a cop just firing into the bees, which I think is funny. I'll have him, I'll loop him firing and then just have him like shaking back and forth. And that's not all. We've got even more. We've got, where is it? We've got a guy, we've got some legs kicking and screaming, a guy crying, a guy being lifted into the air by bees, and then lastly, a man being savaged by a giant bee. And that's what I'm just finishing up here. So, Gregor, I love you, man, but I did not heed your advice at all. I went and animated a shit ton of more background characters because I like chaos. But it was the final crowd shot in the entire cartoon. There's no more stuff like this where there's tons of people. That has all been animated. It's now just coloring and compiling a little bit. So you know, I won't pull that trick again on this cartoon. Yeah. Hey, Ayase Shin. Thank you. Appreciate it. And let me see. Can we get away with this copy and paste jobby, or is it? It's not too bad, actually. What we're going to do is going to take that bee butt, which I think is the medical term for the backside of a bee. It's a big bee butt. And that wing, kind of warp it a little bit. I don't know. I think that works. I think we can pull it in. Give it a pull and a push and a pull. And we'll redraw the jaw there. Redraw that jaw. And I'll rub my face. Gregor says, didn't realize it was so many people. I thought it was just one guy in the booth. Yeah. No, I kind of scribbled a guy in to imply more people, but I had always intended there to be way more chaos going on. Arch Hippie sends a load of bees into the chat. Cheers, Hippie. Thank you for the bees. Always appreciate a big pile of bees. Alright, let's animate. We're going to copy and paste the head from earlier because we've already drawn this guy's head twice. And that is entirely one too many times. I don't want to draw it again. So we're going to just slap that in there. Like so. I don't know where it goes. It goes into the... So where is it? God, what's going on? No, that's not it. That's not it at all. Needs to be way more like that. Ooh, 1 second, guys. Guys, give me a second. Give me a second, guys. I gotta check something really quick. I voted on an eBay auction today. I want to see if I won. I want to see if I won, okay? Oh, it's 3 hours. It ends 3 hours from now. I couldn't remember what time it ended. It was for some Laser Wars action figures, you know? An essential that I need in these times of economic hardship and strife and you know, medical uncertainty, legal uncertainty. I thought I would get myself some Laser Wars action figures. Let me show you one. Give me a moment. Hello. Look at this bad boy. Look at this fucking beast. From Laser Wars. Do you remember Laser Wars? No, you don't. Nobody remembers these things. This is from about 1998. I was a little kid and I wanted one so badly. And I did. I bought the one that I got as a kid. I also bought, he's over there. I can't be bothered to go back and get him. But this guy is called Braydor Tusk, which I think is probably just an anagram of something because nobody has that real name. But and it's not a very good alien name, Braydor. It's okay. But yeah, these guys, they have they shoot lasers, well, they shoot lights. He's got like a little light that comes out of his mouth, and then he's got a little receptor on his chest. You can just see it there. The little it's just in there, the receptor. The idea is that if an enemy's light hits his sensor, he screams and falls over. So they're like laser tag kind of technology, but on action figures, and I have a boner for them, and I went and bought a couple. So yeah, he's pretty cool. All right, I guess I should get back to work. Hey Diego Productions, hi Tamagotchi. A bunch of people that I want to say hi to. Did I say hello to Dan Sills? I'm not sure if I did already. Oh boy, I'm sorry, there's a bunch of people that I'm probably not saying hello to, but I can't keep up with you all. Alright, enough fun. I want to talk about Laser Wars more, but I gotta draw this bastard. Alrighty. Come on, you stupid bee. Ah, sick of the bees. Sick of drawing them bees. Mother, don't make me draw those bees anymore. Mother, you've spilled my food on the floor. Alrighty. So we're drawing again an in-between that favors a particular frame. And it's going to be the final frame, which is shown in green there on the onion skin. And we have 7 minutes to do that. I said I would move on if we hadn't done the animation by 6 p.m. And it's 7 minutes to 6 p.m. So I'm going to try to get this done in 7 minutes. Something like that. It's not quite right, but we will try and finish this bastard off, because then we can get to the fun stuff. The fun stuff. So you can see how fast we can go when there's no chat happening. If I don't talk, I can animate quite a bit faster, but it does make the stream a little bit less engaging maybe for you guys. Okay, come on, we're trying to do this quickly. And son of a... Gah. Come on. Come on. Come on. You filthy bee. Alright, that's the lower half of the body done. Do I like the way that the bee looks? Not really. It's okay. Just gonna pull around some of these parts just to make it sort of, I don't know, look a little bit less like I've copied and pasted it. I have copied and pasted it, but we're trying to hide that fact. Trying to hide that fact as best we can from the prying eyes of the YouTube animation critics community. I don't like the way this arm looks. That looks like crap. We want it to look like high quality crap. Alright. Okie doke. So that's the chest. That's his chest in there. And da-da-da, like that. And the hand. And I'm coming back in a minute, chat. Nearly done. Oh god. Like something like that. And then is that it? Or maybe the lapel there on the coat. On the jacket. Ah, his legs in the background. I don't know what this line is here. I can get rid of that. Yeah, that happens a lot. I just draw lines and I can't figure out what they are later on. Okay, so we got 4 frames. There we go. Which are going to be put back and forth. We're just about done. On time, roughly. Oh, let's redraw that antenna. I don't like what I did there with the warping. And it's not great, but it's going to be in the far, far background of the shot. So, we can now color things in. We can color things in and hopefully it'll all come together kind of nicely. So what I'll do is I'll take, what layer do we want? We want these two. And I will export to the desktop and then we'll bring it into Flash. I color it in Flash. I just like coloring it in Flash. I always have done. So I will do that. Guys, give me 2 seconds to visit the little boy's room. And the bathroom. I'm going to the bathroom. I shouldn't call it that. It's creepy. Let me go to the bathroom and we'll open up Flash. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Bye-bye. Hello! And we're back. We're going to work on some bees. Some bee-related content. Bees and bee-themed accessories. Let me see what's happening in the chat. Mr. Matamation is here. I'm glad to see him. Another friend of the channel, friend of the Discord. An animator. Good animator. Very good animator. James M. Hello, James M. Hey, Froggy with fries. Hey, I think I've said hello to everyone in the chat. I think we're good. I think we're in the clear. Oh, Chio. Hey, Chio. Yeah, you guys talking about my bid for Laser Wars figures. Chio says, surely no one else is bidding for them. No one gives a shit. No one else but me. No one else but me wants Braid or Tusk. I have a theory about this line. I think all of the names are real people's names that they've used. So the head villain is called M.E.M. Grosser, which sounds like actually someone's initial, like Michael Grosser or Michael Gross was maybe used as an inspiration. Braid or Tusk sounds like it could be an anagram. I have a character called Howard Brett, which is just a real name. It sounds like a real person's name. And then one of their vehicles is called Hiram, like Hiram. And that's like a Yiddish name, I think, or something like that. Like, it doesn't sound like a vehicle name. It just sounds like they had a friend called Hiram Katz, or Hiram, you know, whatever. Hiram Rosenberg, and they just like, hey, do you want your name in the toy line too? They all sound like real normal names, just mixed up or turned on their heads, I think. Anyway, that's my theory of how the Laser Wars toy line got its name. All right, let's do it. Let's get on with it. Battles of the Dog says I would have drawn an unmarked van driven by okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Something good. Okay, so we've got our legs that we want to animate, or color in, excuse me. This is all now coloring. Yeah, we're in coloring zone here. So we've got to sort of symbolize the graphics here, because when you import them into Flash, they're all messed up. And you can't color them unless you actually break them apart. Alright, so we'll color the other layer first, and that is, what is it, this layer? This is kind of our reference image, I guess, because this is taken from the cartoon. So we've got the mother and daughter. Thank you, father. They're all colored in, did them already, and we want to color in this lady. Now, this lady is, in the cartoon, she is this lady. We've got some kind of continuity going on. And her hair is actually different colors. I kind of made her hair different on this one, but I'll try and just make it work. So we're going to do... She's only got 2 frames, and we'll make them count. So she is just in kind of a scared stupor. And she's on the floor. And she is... That's her skin on one frame. Now we want her skin on the other frame. And the hair... I see I made the hair kind of... I remembered it as being solid black with brown highlights, but actually looking at the previous frame, it looks like it's all kind of a mid-brown. So I'm probably going to go with solid black here. You know, she's a background character. I don't think I'm going to get pulled on continuity issues for a background character's hair color changing slightly. And we will just use the base hair color that I gave her earlier as the color of her highlights. So... yeah, color in them eyebrows. Tell you what, we'll make the teeth and eyes solid white. It's a little bit hard to see on that background, but I'm pretty sure that's filling in okay. Ah, bloody hell. So we'll go back to... oh, her dress and her shoes are the same color. It's just that sort of grey-blue color. And like that. Alright, so it's pretty much just her hair color, her hair highlights, and her mouth, which we will figure out now. So where is she in the crowd? She's over here. Take that hair color. Is there anyone with an open mouth? I can swatch the inside of a mouth. We have this fella. Oh, his mouth is open. Cool. Yeah, this is actually a guy on my Patreon, which is in the description link if you want to click it. You don't have to. But the people who donate the highest tier can actually be in the cartoons. And this guy's likeness is based on somebody who has supported me at that level. It's not a great likeness, but everything kind of has to be filtered through the cartoon universe a little bit. Like it's him, but it's him as a Dr. Beast character. He did request that particular kind of suit and tie, so he's in a specific suit and tie. But of course, you know, his hair is a little bit Dr. B-ified, and his face and everything. But yeah, he's a real person, and now he's trapped forever in the cartoon, and he's getting attacked by bees. So later on, we'll get to color him in. But thankfully, his mouth is open, so we can swatch the inside of that mouth. Guys, I need a tissue. Give me a second here. This is disgusting. I'm sorry. Definitely got the plague. See what people are saying in the chat. Hey, thank you, Diego. Diego says, can't wait to see you hit 1 million. Hit 1 million what? Hit 1 million chickens in the face. God, that's the problem with live streams, is like sometimes you think, I could make a joke there, and you just fall completely flat on your face. I hit 1 million subscribers. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything to me particularly, but it's nice, you know, it's a nice round figure. It's a nice round number. So, yeah. All right. Good one, Harry. Let's get back to coloring in. And so she's going to have these brown highlights in her hair. And she's going to have red in her mouth. Now, let me see. We got this family running. Got the lady on the floor. This guy is just the bank teller. And he's pretty much going to be using straightforward colors. There's not a whole lot of him to color in, so we'll just put him in. Oh no, that's his skin tone. And that light green for the shirt or waistcoat, and And trousers, you're barely going to see his trousers. He's cut off basically by the front of the desk that he's behind. So like I just put that in there just in case I need a few pixels of it. But you're not going to see that much detail probably. I can't even tell if that's white, honestly, on the background. Because the background's so bright. I should have picked a different color. But I think we're filling it in okay. And the white is also needed for his teeth. And his glasses. And then it's just the gray on his hair. Oh yeah, and the mouth. We need that red again from the mouth. Is that the right color? Is that the same as the one in her mouth? No, it's not. I'll just take that one then. And do that. Okay. And now we've got the cop shooting, which I will just slide this cop over here so he's closer to the one that we're referencing. And great. Okay, so he's got that medium brown for the shirt and the sort of collar area, whatever you call them, the sort of military straps that they have on the shirts. I don't know what they're called. What are they called? They're not lapels. They're like, I don't know. You know, the things that you have on your shoulders if you're in the police or in the military that have little buttons on them. Hey, Deadpool nerd. Good to see you, Deadpool nerd. Hey, Rock Ingersoll. Harry, did you have Incredible Crash dummies as a kid? I had some. I remember asking for them for Christmas and having at least one or two. But I was never like crazy into them. I had briefly had the SNES game. I think I must have borrowed it from a friend. I don't remember it being very good. I remember it feeling very, very British, like it was made in Britain. I don't know, games made in Britain just felt kind of different. And I can't really tell you why. So this is, I think, all the areas of light brown on the security guard. I didn't want to color them the same as the cops. I didn't want to make them blue because we do have police in the cartoon too. So I thought they're going to need a different color separate to the police. So I made them brown, or kind of a light chocolatey kind of color. Chocolate milk color. Because I remember in the there's a department store in my town, and they always had, back in the 80s, they had the security guard. I guess it would have been the 90s. The security guards there had kind of this color uniform, which just to me felt very retro, so I wanted to go with that color. Okay. So he's got a lot of black on his uniform too, or on his color palette. He's got all the leather of the belt and of the shoes, and inside the shirt, and on the hat. I think that's it. Oh no, the gun too. Hadoy. Gun is going to be like gunmetal, kind of black and grey. Let's get that gun in there. Color in that shirt, Harry boy. Oh yeah, there we go. All that kind of stuff. And we may do like a kind of a lighting effect when the gun fires, so it sort of looks like he's being lit up by the gun and there's some sort of blast effect. I don't know about that. I haven't made up my mind there, but that could look pretty cool. I thought it was funny that he was shooting at bees. Okay. Let's just finish that little trigger guard there. And the shoes. Okay, so that's him on that bit. We want the dark brown now for everything. Well, not everything else, but lots of other parts of the uniform use this sort of dark brown. The hat and the pants. And the tie. And not the hair. The hair is a different brown. Let me see what's going on in Chat City, aka the chat. Hey, Forest Fire! I recognize Forest Fire. Forest Fire makes very, very good Lego animations. Thank you very much for the support, Forest Fire, with the super chat. Extremely generous of you, my friend. Really appreciate it. Everyone, if you are a fan of Lego and animation, go to Forest Fire's channel. Check out what he does. You'll be delighted. I haven't built Lego in a couple of years. The last Lego I built was a gift from my sister-in-law, which was the Ecto-1, the Lego Ecto-1 with all the Ghostbusters. It was really cool. It was fun to do. Lego is very relaxing. I don't really do it very much at all. I'm not a Lego collector, but on the few occasions over the years I've made something out of Lego, it's been really kind of relaxing. It's nice to do something that's kind of... It's creative in that you're creating something. Like, you are making something, but you also are... If you are following instructions and you're not actually making something unique, you are usually following, you know, very strict guidelines, and it's kind of nice. You can sort of turn your brain off but still be engaged. It feels nice. I can't explain it, but it's very relaxing to do. Joyce, my other half, she's really good at actually making stuff out of Lego. Like, we have Lego Pictionary, the game, where it tells you, gives you a card, and it'll be like, make a truck, or make a satellite dish, or whatever, make, you know, a jar of peanut butter out of Lego, and you have to make it out of Lego, and she's amazing at that. I am crap at it. I got log, because I pick the easy setting. There's like, each card has 4 different things: easy, medium, hard, expert, or whatever. Joyce picks the expert ones. I pick the easy ones. I got log, and I just literally took a brown piece of Lego and put it down, like a long piece, but it was brown. And I was like, that's a log. How else could I possibly do a log in Lego? She didn't get it. She needed a helping hand. I had to explain to her. So she's really good with Lego, but she wasn't good at abstract thought like that. She didn't see how a piece of brown Lego was really a log. She must have got it eventually. But yeah. So maybe she's not the Lego expert she thought she was. I don't have the patience for it, really, because if I want to make something, I'll just draw it, you know? I don't want to build it out of Lego. Let's finish off that hat. Feel like a little bit of extra hat there would be good, as his hand goes back there with the gun. Okay, I think that's all the chocolatey brown on him. Other than his hair color, actually, he's got that dark brown hair. There's no escape from the dull shades of brown. We've got color on this son of a gun. And now we'll do the white, because he's definitely... Let's make that skin, the background color less sort of hard to make out where the white ends and the cream begins. Alrighty. I'm gonna have to zoom in for this. Oh no! I erased the pupils. Don't want to do that, especially if you're a teacher. Ha ha ha. Don't want to erase your pupils. And let me see what people are saying in the chat. Mr. Mathemation says, Trey Parker of South Park once said that he likes playing with Lego because he's following someone else's. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I watched that, because I definitely saw I think the documentary 6 Days to Air that you're referencing, and that is what triggered it. Like, I was like, yeah, he's got a point. That's hearing someone else put it into words, because when you're following someone else's instructions, you're not having to worry about your own kind of creative judgment. So you can just go with the flow and it looks good, and you don't have to worry about the pressure of creating a piece of art where you are in control. Deadpool Nerd says, thinking more on Lego, what franchise that doesn't have Lego deserves to be Lego? Starbarians, Dr. Bees, the Communist Manifesto doesn't have a Lego set. No, I'm kidding. That definitely doesn't deserve a Lego set. I would not buy that. Poop on that. That's what I would say. Forest Fire says, love your hoo-ha how-to series. I put it on sometimes while I'm editing. I feel like if I listen to it enough, maybe someday I'll learn how to do 2D animation. Well, thank you very much, Forest Fire. I haven't really listened to that in a long time. I think I'm a bit embarrassed by it, but appreciate it. I mean, I'm very embarrassed by everything I do, so it doesn't apply in any particularly strong sense to that set of tutorials. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Harry Ashfield says Terranium. Yeah, that documentary 6 Days to Air is insane. It's really good. Hey, Rusty Brusher. Rusty Brusher says, I can't imagine doing anything in less than a week. Rusty Brusher, your name, all I think about is a toilet brush, man. And just think of that color of rust combined with a brush. It's a special combination of words. It's very poetic. Look at this great in-between. Alrighty, so we want that mouth. Again, that mouth. Where she's got the mouth. Swatch that mouth, boy. We'll fill it in. Oh, God. Probably didn't recognize me with this red arm. Gave him a bloody red arm. Oh, why can't I color today? There we go. Fill in that red arm. Red face. Red mouth. And now he's got a lot of grey on him. For the details on the hat. The tie clip. The gun. The shoes. Everything is grey. Lots of fiddly grey detail. Oh, God. And, oh, the hat. Yeah, the hat highlight is grey. All the stuff on the belt is grey. The shoes. And now we start again, filling in all that grey. Filling in the grey. Where they will have a place to pray. Filling in the grey. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, this is a little bit of black I didn't color in there. Getting that grey all filled in and good. Tewak says, hey Harry, glad to see you back at the streaming and such. Yeah, good to see you, Tewak. It's me, I'm back, everyone. Mr. Matamation says, careful Harry, we had to change a football team's name in Virginia over Redface. We called them the Washington Blue Skins. Forest Fire says, you're one of those people like Trey Parker where you fire on all cylinders. Thanks, man. No, I don't fire on all cylinders. Some cylinders I'm okay with. But if I see a cylinder that's wronged me in any way, I will fire upon it. With glee. Look at this stupid thing. This is something that Joyce got me. It's like a head massager. It doesn't work when I do it. It makes for good last-minute Martian cosplay.
Hello, I am a Meeplor from Planet Morp.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's sort of a good accessory for some alien costuming. But it's a head scratcher, head massager. Doesn't really work when I do it, but when she does it, it feels amazing. It's kind of like tickling yourself. You know, if you ever try and tickle yourself, it doesn't really tickle. But if somebody comes along and tickles you, you start feeling it. You know, I'm realizing the light that this is casting on my face is very ugly from the screen there. Let's go with a nice. No, that makes me look too pink. Haha. Let's go with a nice orange. Now I look healthy and radiant, except for the cable sticking out of my head. Should have washed my hair before coming on stream. I am in full goblin mode today.
Goblin blood.
That's how you do an Alex Jones impression. You just gotta find the B.
Blah, blah. Goblin blood and goblin vomit. Hillary Clinton in a cave covered in goblin blood. Gay goblin blood. Makes the frickin' goblins gay. Blah, blah, blah.
I should fucking do some work. Alright. Reading the chat. Alright. What we do is coloring in that and them grey bits, won't we? Coloring in the grey bits. On his shoes, on his belt. This is work I should be giving to my assistant, Yap. I keep thinking every time I sit down to do a job, I think, you know what? It'll take me 5 minutes. I don't need to give it to the assistant. I'll just do it myself. I'm being lazy over here. But ironically, nothing is as quick and easy as I think it's going to be. Everything takes 5 times longer than I anticipate. And the lesson learned is that if you can give a piece of work to somebody else to do it and save yourself some time. Hey, Forest Fire, man. You didn't need to give me another super chat. Forest Fire says, and super chats, and asks, who are some of your favorite YouTubers? What do you watch and listen to while you're working? I watch, who do I watch? Well, I don't know. Lately, it's been music I've been listening to, so not YouTubers, well, music on YouTube. I've been listening to the Wonder Woman 1984 soundtrack. I liked that film, by the way. No one likes that film, but I get that it's not great, but I liked it, you know? I understand that it has problems from a scripting perspective and a filmmaking storytelling perspective, but I enjoyed the film. So yeah, I mean, video game guys, like I was watching Carcinogen today, who's a video game live streamer. He plays a lot of speedruns, tons of Resident Evil. I had him on some YouTube channels that talk about drama behind the scenes in sort of genre movie making, like sort of the behind the scenes of Star Wars and behind the scenes of your big Marvel and DC movies. A channel called Spectre Creative I was watching today earlier, by a guy that used to work in the toy industry. Well, he works in the toy industry still, but he works specifically at Mattel doing the Masters of the Universe stuff about 10 years ago, and now he runs a YouTube channel where he talks about sort of his experiences making movies, making toys, excuse me. I'm blending my YouTube channels together. Yeah, a guy called That Junk Man who talks about Star Wars action figures mostly. He cracks me up. He did a video yesterday that really fucking made me laugh, where he read a list of BuzzFeed Twitter jokes about WandaVision. They were like the top 27 funniest tweets about WandaVision, and he read them all out, having not seen the show. And he just complained the whole time that he didn't get any of the jokes, knowing that it was infuriating for the audience, because of course he wouldn't get the jokes. He didn't watch the show, and that might sound like a terrible idea for a video, but it was very funny. He got it. He was, you know, he's not doing it unknowingly. He's deliberately making a terrible video, but that's something about that really tickled me. He was just complaining the whole time that none of the tweets were funny, and they probably would. I mean, I've not seen the show either. They probably wouldn't be that funny even if you'd seen the show. I'm not going to watch it. It doesn't look like a superhero TV show to me. It looks like something else. Not that I would watch it if it looked like a superhero TV show, but it seems weird to me that, you know, Marvel movies used to be these things that would come out once every couple of years. You know, the new Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was this big event. And now there's, you know, one a year, and if you don't watch the series that ties into it on Disney Plus, you'll be out of the loop with movies. I'm getting it, man. That superhero fatigue that people have talked about for a couple of years now. I used to love new Marvel movies when I was a teenager, but I'm sort of a bit tired of them now. I've become an old man. Alright, so that's the cop done. I was griping and moaning the whole way through that and rambling, but he's colored in. That's good. Oh yeah, Dr. Wolfula too. Forest Fire mentions Dr. Wolfula. Another film reviewer I watch is called Fanboy Flicks. He's really good, Fanboy Flicks. Newbie reviews, Newbie as in N-E-W-B-E-E. I watch Good Bad Flicks. I watch Red Letter Media. Cinema Snob. Phelan, of course, is really good. Phelan Porteous and his channel, Phelan. There's a lot of people I watch. Too many to mention. That's why I struggled with the answer. Rusty Brushes says, "Hey Harry, when was the last time you took commissions?" It was earlier this year on Patreon. I was going to advertise them on Patreon for a discount, and then I think I had something like 20 slots, and the ones that didn't get taken up on Patreon I would charge full price and advertise them publicly. But they all went on Patreon, so I didn't actually advertise them publicly, which is why you probably didn't hear about it. Alrighty, so we are at the end of coloring in this frame, I think. Oh no, we got one more guy. One more guy. Let's take his purples. I think he uses the same flesh tone as the other lady, so we can save ourselves some time there. But he's got a nice looking suit and tie. And yeah, he's gonna have black hair, black eyebrows, black moustache, and there we go on him. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh no, the tie needs to be that same kind of mauve purple color. And oh no, wait, hang on. These guys have a similar color palette. Actually, I should have gone somewhere different, but there we go. He is looking smooth. He is looking smooth. All right, we want to color his mouth in red too. So let's get that same mouth. We'll just swatch there and fill that in. Okie dokie, there we go. So he is done. So we've got the daughter and mother running. Got the back and forth. It's going to flip back and forth like that very quickly to kind of create the effect that she's sort of quivering. This guy's not animated. He's just a still. This guy's a still. We got the cop shooting. Now we want to animate the other chuckleheads on the layer above, such as the legs. So let's copy and paste that frame, because we're going to reference some of the colors here. And I shall hit save, and I shall have a swig of my drink, and I shall look at the chat and see what you people are talking about on the chat. Oh yeah, Defunctland is interesting. Man, you guys are throwing up a lot of YouTube channels that I watch. I guess I watch too much. You didn't mention comic tropes, says Terranium. It's true. I didn't mention comic tropes. Maybe it was I had such a comic tropes November, October period because I was making the animated intro for him that I just had to mentally take a break for like 3 months. Maybe February comes, I'll start watching a lot more comic tropes. He's not in the chat, so I think he missed me. Well, as far as I'm aware, he could be lurking, but he didn't miss me there, not giving him a shout out, because I should have given him a shout out. That would have been good. What do you call this old-timey art style? Asks Rusty Brusher. I call it old-timey. I don't know. I don't have a name for it. It's sort of comic book-esque, but I mean, I'm getting lazy with it. Like you can see, she looks like she could maybe be from a romance comic from the 1950s, facially, you know, with the hair and the graphic black and stuff in the hair. And then you have, you know, a face like this, which is just, that's just me drawing a face. The pupils aren't in yet. I'm going to have the pupils moving around, but that's just me being very, very lazy, so. Okie dokie. Well, we got this older lady who's a bank teller here. So I'm going to use her as the color palette for the legs down here. And just make the dress just all one color. Why not? The same as the shoes. I'll make the shoes one color too. Getting very lazy now in my old age. And why not, you know? Everyone's entitled to wind it up at some point and stop trying. I'm kidding. I haven't stopped trying. Alright, so that looks good. Bloody hell. Terranium says, how do you do all these... Wait, how do you do all these massive projects like Dogtooth? What do you mean, how do I do all of them? I did one last year. It was Dogtooth, Terranium. You may have remembered, I only made one cartoon in 2020. Dogtooth's like... Dogtooth. Terranium was like, hey, Harry, how do you put out so many cartoons every single day without taking a break? Dude, I wish I could put out like 10 times the amount that I do. It stinks that I only put out one last year. But, you know, you can't make a lot of stuff without a big team of people. And I'm going to get a big team of people one day. in the next year or two to work on my stuff with me, and you'll see more of it, and you'll see longer content, longer videos, whatever, longer films, whatever we'll call them. So it's going to come. It's just that we have to take it one step at a time. Right now, I'm still kind of doing stuff by myself, but I'm going to start... Sorry, I screamed into the microphone there. But I am going to start Starbarians episode 4 and finish it, I think, in 2021. And I'm going to put together a team for that. I was actually speaking to someone. He was in the chat earlier. I won't say who he is. But I was speaking to somebody yesterday about coming on board to help. And I used the analogy. It's very, very 2020 and millennial and lazy. But I said, think of it as Thanos. Starbarians episode 4 I'm talking about now. Think of it as Thanos. And we need all the help to come through the portals at the end of Avengers Endgame. We need all the people to come through, all the animators, sound designer or two, musician, a couple of voice actors, come through the portal at the end, and we murder Thanos, in this case. Hypothetically, I'm not advocating for murder, maybe Thanos. But yeah, we destroy the monkey that's been on my back for many years, which is Starbarians episode 4. I think it'll be a 10-minute cartoon. I'll have a lot of action, but I don't want it to be continued. I want to finish that particular plot in one more cartoon, and it may take 10 minutes of non-stop, animation to tell the rest of that story. So that's what I want to try and do this year, and I will bring on people to help make that happen. So I'm not going to kickstart it or anything like that, but I'll find a way to get those people paid, because that's what it takes to hire a team and to get everyone on board. You have to pay them at least something. You got to pay people for their time, basically. Forest Fire again with the super chats. Man, you are being very, very generous today. Forest Fire says, do you have any ideas for a Lego video you'd like to see on my channel? Right now I'm working on a Wayne murder animation. I don't know what that is. Wayne murder animation. I don't know. Something I'd like to see in Lego animation that I'd like to see. I mean, I could be a complete Harry and talk about stuff that I like that no one else cares about, like friggin' Laser Wars. But no, something that I think other people have probably enjoyed too. I mean, I like Ghostbusters. There's a great Ghostbusters firehouse. You may have done something with them already that I've not seen, but there's like a great Lego Ghostbusters sort of location firehouse that they've made. That would be kind of fun to see sort of animated, or have the characters animated around it. But no, other than that, nothing's really coming to mind other than the Ghostbusters. But I mean, if you did do that this year, it could be a good year to do it, because there's the animated... Well, they mentioned an animated series. I don't know if that's going to happen anymore, but there's the movie. The 2021 Ghostbusters movie is being released in some shape or some form this year. God knows when, but that could be cool. Yep. Coloring in this lady's legs, because she's just in the background, kicking and screaming on the floor. She'll be looped. These animation frames will be looped. There you go. Something like that. In fact, let's animate her. Let's take her frames. And we will cut them, and I'll put her on a new layer over here so we can sort of see it. Excuse me, hiccuping. And let me see. It's going to nudge the mic up a little bit. Yeah, so I'm thinking put that on a 2. 1 1 1 1. Put that on a 2. 1 1 1 1. Oh, I colored one frame twice. Didn't need to do that. So yeah, her legs going crazy would be something like this. And this is in the background when all the bees are all over the place and everyone's just getting, chased and mauled by bees. Just that's a little bit too slow. I'm actually not going to put any of it on 2s. I'm going to put the whole thing on 1s.
Ah,
That's better.
ah, bees.
Okay, so that's one character animated. Lio Convoy with the super chat. Everyone, Lio Convoy is a good guy, a good friend of the channel. He makes some great YouTube content. If you're into classic 80s cartoons or sort of some interesting intrigue around the world of animation, both online and sort of the professional studio level, Lio Convoy says, "Hey Harry, just dropping by to give my support." Hey Lio, man, I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. You don't need to do that. You're already supporting me, I think, on Patreon. Doesn't matter if you're not, but the fact is, you've already given me a lot of support. But I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. I look luminous with the orange coming off the screen here. You can probably see it's like... looking good. Mr. Mathemation and Terranium are talking. I was going to comment on I was going to read Terranium's comment, but that was not probably for my eyes. They're having a conversation, just trying to keep up with the chat. Tyler, hey Tyler. Tyler says, "Hi Harry." I say, "Hi Tyler. Good to see you, buddy." Oh, Forest Fire. You mean the Wayne parents' murder? I get you. When you said the Wayne murder earlier, I didn't know what that was. I was like, Wayne's World? Is some guy called Wayne who got killed? The Wayne parents' murder. Oh, that could be a funny cartoon. I have an idea for... fuck, I should get to some work. It's just a blank screen. The blank orange screen while I'm talking. Look at that. What a great scene. Yeah, this is the Starbarian stuff I was going to do at the end of the stream if we have time. Just looking at some animation that I did and then my assistant Yap colored for me. But let's turn that off at the time being and go back to the layer below, which is Dr. Bees related. And I was going to say, yeah, I have an idea for the Dr. Bees movie. Some stuff. I doubt I'll ever get to make a Dr. Bees movie, but I have a story written, and it does play a lot on the idea of kind of the Wayne parents' murder, the Superman origin, you know, with the Krypton planet blowing up, the Spider-Man thing. It's just basically how a lot of superheroes have tragedies in their origins. Dr. Bees wants to be a superhero, but he can't because he doesn't have a tragic origin, and he keeps trying to create a tragedy, but his parents are just invulnerable. His parents are really nice people, and they just keep surviving everything. It was funnier when I wrote it out. I think it's funny. Hey, Joel Mayer with the super chat. Really appreciate it, Joel. You don't need to do that again. You're supporting me already. But Joel says, "No question, really. Sending some support for the stream." Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Lio Convoy says, "You're way too kind, yet still supporting you on Patreon with no plans on stopping." Thank you, buddy. You haven't seen this cartoon yet. This cartoon could totally change your mind. It could be awful, but I don't think it will. I think it's a good one. So this dude, I don't really have a color palette in mind for this guy, but I think I'm going to lean into this guy over here because they sort of look the same. So basically just a generic blue suit like we've already drawn with black shoes. So... he's just crying in the corner. And there you go. Something like that. Yep. Oh yeah, the hat too. So these are all background characters. I just want to keep saying that so people know that that's the reason we're doing very limited animation. These are for an animated crowd shot, really. And we just want lots of people in the background reacting to the bees breaking loose and getting all over the place. Alrighty. Something like that, and we'll make the suitcase kind of the blue and black. Suitcase, briefcase. I think that's the word I meant to say. He's not going on vacation, he's going to work, or going to the bank at least. Why is that not coloring in? There we go. I've only put that on one frame because I'm going to copy and paste it. I don't want it to animate the briefcase. He's a 2-frame loop, but, you know, no reason to color the suitcase twice. So, I don't like what's going on there. I want to see that line of separation between the side and the inside of the suitcase. So we'll do that. Try and delineate. There we go. That looks kind of okay. And some white for the paper on the ground. I just drew a shoe on the ground because there's one guy being lifted into the air by bees, and I want to have a shoe. I just want to draw it on one frame. We'll copy and paste it into the main sort of layer that it needs to be at, and probably have to move it around. But I wanted a shoe to have come off him. Not this dude, the other guy. The guy being lifted into the air. Okay, and now we want that mid blue to be the highlights on the shoes. And we want Harry to have a sip of his drink because he's getting dry. Joel Mayer says, might sound a stupid question. Have you ever thought about applying for a grant from the BFI? The Big Friendly Giant? Oh, BFI. Nah, I probably will one day, but not on this. Obviously not on Dr. B's episode 3. I'm like, hey, I've got a 4-minute cartoon. Please give me £1 million for it. I want to wait until I have the right project. I think I have the right project, but it's at a scripting stage, and I don't think I'm ready to present the script yet. I think I probably will by the end of the year. That's the hope. But yeah, it's a good idea, Joel. I think I will do it. Why is a briefcase... Deadpool Nerd says, why is it a briefcase if you don't carry your undergarments in them? That's a good question. Maybe because you're only meant to have it for an hour, and then you destroy it. You're not meant to have it for very, very long. It's a briefcase. It's not a long-term case. Good one, Harry. Rusty Brush, it says, everyone here is an animator, and I'm just like, I ain't touched a pencil in 10 years. Hey, man, I appreciate that my live streams are, you know, that they have something to offer you. That's all right with me. That's good news. I mean, I'll be honest, only having animators watch a live stream doesn't mean that you probably have a very good outreach, because the majority of people are not animators at the end of the day. So that's alright with me. Let's see, this guy needs a skin tone, which we have. Oh boy. Let's Hogstrong. Let's get to Hogstrong before we wrap up the stream. I may wrap it up soon because I want to take a break. You all have lives that you want to get on with, I'm sure. We'll finish this guy. I don't know if I want to color the bee that we animated at the beginning of the live stream. It's just it's a boring thing to color because it's complicated, it has lots of colors, and it's just going to be the same thing 4 times. Because it's, what, 4-5 frames of animation? Yeah. But this guy we can finish off because he's going to be simple to color. It's just his face and hands, and then the mouth, and then probably the tears, which will be sort of a light blue. Hey, with the super chats. I gotta catch up with these, my gosh. Forest Fire says, I keep trying to get Pete to hire you to make an epic rap battle of history. Wait, what? How long would that take you? They don't do animation, do they? I thought they do I thought they... Yeah, all this stuff's live action, right? Do they... I wouldn't want to do it, I don't think. I wouldn't want to do it unless I got to write the rap as well. I have a really good Magneto rap I was writing a while ago. So if they ever want to do an animated Magneto rap, which they wouldn't want to do that. I guess, like, if they wanted to do, you know, Mickey Mouse versus Bugs Bunny and animate it, like, that could actually work. But I'd want to write the rap. I don't do a bad Mickey. Hi! Oh boy, Pluto! I don't think I could do this in a rap. I think it would be far too many takes of me trying to do things over and over again. But I wouldn't. I'd want to, like, creatively be involved. I wouldn't want to just do the animation for a fee. I'm done with that. I don't want to be an animator for hire. I want to I have my own jokes and my own writing and stuff that I want to prioritize. So yeah, I don't think I'd do it, I'm afraid, unless they wanted to work together on a, you know, closer level. Hope that doesn't sound big-headed, but it's the truth. If someone, you know, threw lots of money at me, maybe I'd do it. But I'm more interested in writing comedy and writing stories than just, you know, being an animator for pay. Also want to get to Cristobal again, who gave me a generous super chat. Cristobal says, I have to head out because of work, but keep on going strong, bud. Here's more support for you. Love you. Hey, thank you very much, Cristobal. Really, really appreciate it, man. That was very generous of you, dude. Thank you. You did 2 Lego ones for them? For the epic rap battles of history? I don't think I've seen those. I guess I'll check them out. I really didn't think they did animated. I know they have lots of effects and the videos are really abstract, really ambitious, that's what I meant to say. Really ambitious, there's tons of effects and compositing, but I didn't think they did exclusively animation, but hey, that's cool if you know those guys. I am a fan of the epic rap battles of history. They're very funny, very beautifully done, great comedic content in the lyrics. They're not just good looking, they sound good, but they're very well written too, so hey, maybe we could work something out. But like I say, I'm creatively driven to work on my own stuff that's not just animation for hire. Again, that damn mouth color that I keep forgetting. What layer is it on? We wanna swatch the insides of her mouth. Yeah, there we go. For the guy that's screaming and reacting and crying. Where is he? He's here. Okay, the bee we're not going to color today. Had enough of the bee. And I think the only other thing to color in that case would be this dude here. So I will put that reference image next to this illustration. And we will get him finished and actually animated. I'm going to do some slight stuff to this image to make it look like he's animated. And that will be probably the last thing that we do from scratch on the live stream, and then I will finish off by taking a look at some of the animation that Yap colored for me, my trusty and hard-working assistant Yap, and we'll take a look at what he did on Hogstrong on Starbarians, and you guys can give a critical eye to his work. It looks great, looks like he did a great job, but we're just going to do like a little bit of kind of finishing on it before we call it done. So this guy's got a white suit. He's got that red mouth. Now the tie, actually, this is based on a real person, and he did request that the tie have this pattern to it with the grey and the blue striping in the middle. He also requested that he wears a pinstripe suit, which is fine. I mean, suits definitely fit the Dr. B's universe. A lot of people are wearing suits and ties because it's kind of a set in a sort of alternate 1950s, so that makes a lot of sense, and you can definitely run with that. Alright, he's coming together. Let me see what people are saying in the chat. Forest Fire says they're really talented. I did Luke Skywalker versus Harry Potter for them, and it was a great experience. Oh, good to hear it. And I agree, they're very talented. Hey, Rusty Brusher, thanks for coming by. Comic Tropes, everyone. We were talking about you earlier, Comic Tropes. All good things. Don't worry. Comic Tropes says, can you make the butt bigger? Mirroring the conversation I had with my plastic surgeon lately. Alrighty, let's finish this guy off. You kind of join me as things are winding down here, Comic Tropes. Chris, your name is. You know that. Everyone, if you're a fan of comics, if you're a fan of nice people, check out the Comic Tropes channel for great analysis, reviews, and history of the comic book medium, presented by my friend Chris Piers and his wacky animal sidekick Bingo the Dolphin, who has never appeared in any videos. I assume that I dreamt it. Yeah, we want to color in this suit now. We're leaving a little pocket square there, which I'll color in white. And And then we're done with the suit. Let me color in that bit of white there. And the gray from the tie I will use on the shoes. No, I don't like that because we want it to really read that his shoe has come off. So I'll make one foot very pale with white, and I'll use the dark blue from his hair as the highlight on the shoe. Like that. And the hair there is going to be the blue as well. And now, oh yeah, his hands need coloring in. This man's being lifted into the air by bees. Scientifically feasible, and of course a very worrying thing to take place. Alrighty, so we're gonna grab some bees here. I have a file called reusable bees because, of course, you know, I've animated so many bees. I like to reuse them. So we've got here bees that can just be placed around on things. That's one type of bee that we can reuse. That's a close-up of that type of bee. It's got bees that you can just put on people and put on objects. You see, they're all individual little symbols you can move around. We've got a swarm of low-quality bees for the very, very background. They're not even animated. Have these extremely detailed bees that are to be kind of put closer to the camera. You start layering them up with, you know, low-detail bees, high-detailed animated bees. They're not playing back very fast because, of course, they take ages to render. And then you have bees coming at you. Whoa. 3D bees. So I don't think we need anything that complex. We just want a brown for the head and a yellow for the body because the guy is... These bees are tiny. These are tiny bees. Actually, they're very large bees because he's in the background. I wanted them to read. You know, I wanted it to be clear what was happening, so I actually made them oversized bees, larger than your average bee. Hey, boo boo. Hey, baby. They're big bees, is what I'm saying. And we're gonna animate little flappy wings on them. Let me just finish that little bit down the pants that I didn't color in. I'm gonna make sure that they have little flappy wings, and then I'll animate his pupils darting around. Because he's worried that he's being lifted 20 feet into the air. He's concerned about that for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab him, put him in a symbol, like that. And then we're going to double click him. And on the layer above, first of all, I'm going to duplicate this frame and go to Modify Shape Smooth. So it just gets like a kind of a wobble effect, you know? It's a bit subtle. Let's copy and paste him onto his own layer. And yeah, he's just gonna sort of wobble a little bit. Just I don't know. It's like kind of... I'm too lazy to animate it. We have way too much to do in the cartoon. But it just gives a little bit of life to it. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to do this, which is I'm going to animate some wings on a 2-frame cycle. So you're going to have some bees with their wings together. Some bees with their wings down. Some bees with their wings together. And some bees with their wings down. Okay, and then on the alternate frame, when we will go with whatever the opposite is. So the ones that have their wings down, we'll make them up, etc. And then we'll color them in white so you can actually see them. Something like that, you know? Sort of staggered them a little bit. But what we need to do now is actually go in and color these bad boys a little bit. You might think it would read better if they were all white without the black outline, but trust me, he's so small in the frame, and there's going to be so much grain and kind of schmutz added in the editing to the final thing. You kind of want that black outline just so that they read a little bit. There you go. And it's going to just be a 2-frame loop, which is very easy to do, but also I think, you know, a bee's wing is going to move so fast. It really is all you need. So that, something like that, okay? So that's one. Ah, God. And see, what we can do is, haha, once we actually, you know, are in the final shot. Now, you want that? You want this kind of like, oh no, bees!
I'm being lifted by bees. I don't like it. When I came to the bank, I didn't expect to be levitated by bees. I expected to be levitated by inflation rates and mortgages. I don't know. It's not a good day for me trying to come up with jokes. They're just all landing like, pfft. Right, let's finish. Okay, yeah, his eyes. He needs eyes, I guess. So I will copy and paste that into another symbol and then loop it eternally forever. And yeah, so something like that. It's just going to loop now. It's a 2-frame loop, so it's just going to play back forever. And then what I'll probably do is on the layer above, going to have eyes kind of do all sorts of just really quickly have the eyes kind of dart. He's like, oh no, no, no. Yeah, come on, Harry. Come on. Oh boy. Oh boy. We want the last position to be sort of there we go, something like that, and whatever frame it ends on has to be the one that it doesn't start on. Good. Good. I'll just delete 2 more and then it'll still work okay. There we go. So something like this while he's being lifted into the air. He's like, ah, you know, this is a background character, remember, one of many. You can barely see it. You can barely see his pupils moving. Yeah, I don't like the way that looks. I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit. Put him on 2s because I didn't like the way that looked. Can we? No, no. You know, I don't like the people's moving. Fuck it. Oh, God damn. Sorry. Bad language. I'm getting frustrated. I'm just gonna have the people's doing this, because you're barely gonna see him. He's gonna be so small in the frame. Something like that. Yep, that's better. That works. All right, well, I wasted a lot of your time there. Now moving on, after I wasted everyone's time, we are at the point now where everyone has been colored. We've got the bee guy, they're all bee guys. Got the guy being lifted into the air by bees. The legs kicking and screaming. We've got the crying man. We've got the... No, he's not needed anymore. We haven't got the bee rape, whatever's going on there. The bee attack, the bee savaging. Yeah, we've got the mother daughter. I already did those off stream. We've got this lady cowering, this guy, the cop or security guard shooting. I'll make one swift change here. On this layer, I'm gonna have the dude firing the gun. Let's give him like a little muzzle flash. Hang on. That was a terrible muzzle flash. Something like that, maybe. Bam. And I will make this its own graphic. And I'll turn this into a movie clip or something later on, but we'll have kind of, you know, the light of the muzzle flash sort of illuminating him just a little bit like that. Okay. Something like that. Bam. Bam. All right. Well, that all needs to be fixed up. The only thing we didn't get to do today was color in the bee attack here, because it's just going to be very boring. I'll do that off stream, and you guys don't have to suffer through watching me do it. The only other thing we're going to do now is we're going to finish up by looking at some animation that Yap colored on Starbarians. While I'm working on Dr. Bees, Yap is finishing up a Starbarians thing, and that's going to be cool because we can actually have two things releasing close together for a change, which doesn't usually happen for me. I never have things released close together, but while I'm doing my Dr. Bees, he's taken the reins on Starbarians, finishing animation that I animated but never colored, or stuff that I didn't actually even animate. He's now taking shots I've only roughed or storyboarded, and he's animating them himself, and he's doing a really good job. So we're going to take a look at today at some animation that he colored. I see there's a lot of stuff happening in the chat where I want to reply to you guys, but man, there's I can't keep up with everything. Oh, did I not see a super chat? Damn. Hang on. Whoa! I didn't see the super chat. I'm sorry. I'm getting back to it now. Comic Tropes, Chris. I'm so sorry, buddy. That was probably a while ago. We got a big old... I need to set up some sort of prompt when those go off. We'll figure that out. Comic Tropes Chris sent me a very generous super chat. Ridiculous. Too generous, in fact. But I'm extremely thankful. And it's just a cute little animation of some kind of yellow suppository. Don't know what that is. But it's angry and it says rage quit. So it's definitely my spirit animal right now. Buddy, I'm sorry I didn't see that, Chris. Thanks for pointing out to me. Who pointed that out? Who pointed that out? I can't see who pointed it out. Anyway, Davi88 did. Thank you, Chris. Comic Trope says, pay Yap in kisses. I could do. It's a little hard to do. He does live in a totally different continent. Terranium says, you still have that Kilgar's Code Christmas thing. Yeah, that's what we're finishing, buddy. That's what I'm not making Yap animate Starbarians episode 4 by himself. It's not quite Christmas related, but it's winter themed. So I think if we get out in February, we'll be okay. So Yap is working on that. And that's what this is from. And that's what we're going to finish off today on. Because I said we'd only be here for about 2 hours. It's gone over. So we're going to get through this quickly. So, got this shot here of Happy Hogstrong. Going to break him down so I can actually interact with it. This is not going to be timed out exactly right, because that'll come later. This is just me going through the work that Yap has done and making sure there are no gaps, no Yap gaps, no gaps, no issues with the coloring. and I'm sure there'll only be very minor things. So I'm gonna time this out. I'm gonna put it in its own sort of chunk of the video file. We'll roughly time it out so you guys kind of get an idea. So Hogstrong, it starts off with him looking down, and that's going to be a hold. And then he looks up, and that's a hold. His pupils disappear there, but that's intended because we're going to have him on a different layer, kind of looking back and forth, like he's thinking about something while he's talking. And then he comes down like so. Up. Like that. And we probably hold there for a little bit. I'm just putting them on 2s so they're not playing back on 1s, because it's going to be probably on 2s in the real cartoon when it's finished. And then like that. And then like that. So it is a lot of animation that he had to color and shade. He didn't just color it and he put in flat colors. See all the shading and all the highlights and stuff? I gave him reference pictures that I'd colored for, like, this is kind of how the light is falling. It's sort of coming from this side. It's like hitting his shoulder, but like not this part of his body. So Yap did all that based on my reference. He did like a flawless job, it looks like. But we'll go through it and we'll figure it out. Holy smokes! It's the Flash Gits. Hey, I don't know who is responsible for that, Tom or Don. I hope that's coming out of the shared petty cash of the Flash Gits, but it's not a petty super chat. Thank you very much, guys. Guys, if you're a fan of really funny, on the edge of your seat, like crying at the prospect of them being permanently banned from YouTube because of how edgy it is, animation, check out Flash Gits. They're a massive inspiration of mine. I've worked with them 1 or 2 times, and it was an honor. Really great guys, Tom and Don, both of them. Love them to bits. Guys, thanks for coming by the live stream. You didn't need to do that. You didn't need to send me a super chat. Really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. All right. Well, we're going to check up on the coloring that Yap did. So I'm just going to play it back. It looks great, man. He did great. Okay, one problem I noticed right off the bat is my fault. I didn't tell him this, but the under eyelids of the Starbarians do not have their war paint. It's makeup, but I call it war paint because, you know, I'm insecure. So yeah, that shouldn't be yellow, so I'm actually gonna have to go in and fix that. So there's none here. When he looks up, yeah, you can see. Oh geez, yeah. Oh no, wait, that's good. Sorry, it's only the bottom lids I'm worried about here. Bottom eyelids don't really exist in real life. Like, your top eyelids can kind of, you can move them around, but your bottom eyelids you can't really move up and down like that. Family Guy does it. I'm sure The Simpsons do it. Tons of cartoons move them up and down as if they're, ambulatory, but they're not. I do it too, because it's a convenient way of kind of making a character look like they have an expression. Disney don't do it. They're, better than that. They don't take shortcuts like that, but I do. And yeah, let me just go in and tweak those colors. We'll go in and do the other less sort of dark color there too. I guess I just gotta tell Yap, let him know that we don't color the bottom eyelids the same color as their makeup. I never told him that, but it's just, when you're animating characters, there's a million different things you can get right or get wrong about them, and sometimes it just doesn't seem worth mentioning, so you kind of leave it out. I'm lazy. I didn't do model sheets or anything for these guys. I kind of did some basic stuff. I actually used Beanlight was in the chat earlier on. Beanlight made a 3D model of Kilgar based on a turnaround drawing that I did, and I sent that to Yap. I sent that to Yap, and I said, basically, if you want to draw Kilgar, use this. It's not even something made by me, but Beanlight did it, and it's completely perfect. He, absolutely nailed Kilgar's proportions and everything, so I just used that, and it's excellent. I'm glad your advertising budget was spent well, guys.
appreciate it, Flash Gits. Mage Burger says, wait, is this episode 4? Hey, Mage Burger. I was lurking in the AMB live stream earlier. I didn't say anything, but I saw you in there. I saw you, man. I saw you in the AMB Academy live stream. No, this is not episode 4. While I am working on Dr. B's 3s, my assistant, Yap, is helping me with Starbarians stuff, which is Kilgar's Code 2, which other than the non-animated bits, it's pretty much animated. We have like 2 shots left now that need animation, so I'm confident it'll come out soon. It's just that, yeah, there was nothing left for him to do on Dr. B's, so I said, hey, look, I got this cartoon that should have been finished in December ideally, but you want to just work on it? And he said yes, and he's doing a killer job, man, as you can see. But we're gonna find something to fix, don't worry about that. Like, I'm a perfectionist, and we are gonna definitely find things to change. We've already done that. We decided that it was worth, or I decided it was worth fixing the bottom eyelids because they were colored yellow, which they're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be the color of his skin. Jeez, keep hitting the wrong bit. All right. Yeah, whatever. Just can see these tiny little gaps. It's a Yap gap. That's what he's left. I'm going to start calling him that. He'll appreciate that if I give a cute little name to his errors and turn it into a big fun game. He'll really like that. He'll really like that I've created branding for his own particular brand of inadequacy. No, I'm being mean. Yap is extremely talented. Come on. All right. Okay. So that is looking pretty good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the extremely obnoxious background color that's bright orange. Going to make it green. Going to make it even more obnoxious, and it's going to look terrible. It's going to give me a green face, but it's because we want to keep track on like better on the gaps that he might have left. The Yap gaps. That frame looks good. Oh, hang on. That looks good. I'm seeing a little gap down there. That looks good. Let's turn off the highlights actually, because I'm going to think sometimes they're gaps and they're not. That looks good. Man, he did a good job. I see a tiny little bit of green poking through there. You may not even be able to see this, you know, on YouTube or whatever. But I see a little bit of the chest coming through there. Sometimes I may just not have drawn something in fully. So, oh, the cape is coming through there a little bit. I don't see anything wrong there. Oh, I see a little bit there. Again, in motion, this stuff doesn't even matter, but I can be finicky like that. Just a little bit there, and there, and there. I think sometimes even if it's the wrong color, you just want to fill your gaps in, because you may have a bright white background or something really bright behind the characters that's going to kind of flicker as it sort of shines through for one frame. So you just want to make sure that there's a filler in there. It's better to just have solid black, and it'll look like the outline was too thick or something in one frame. Better to have that than to have just a gap. It's tough though, man. I'm working with a great big Cintiq right now, and I don't think Yap is. Yap's just working with like a normal tablet, so I don't blame him for having a few little gaps here and there. And honestly, like, it's really good. He doesn't seem to have any problems. Some funky stuff going on here. That is going to be pink. What is going on there? So we'll fix this. Just make that a little bit cleaner. Something like that. I look like such an anal control freak right now. An anal freak. That's not what I wanted to be when I was a kid. I look like I'm being too cautious here with details, but got Got a question from Purple Cartoonist. Hey, Purple Cartoonist. No, I do not work on a 12WX anymore. I use a 22HD, which is great. Internal editions when, asks Tranium. When I can afford another one. I can only afford one right now. Hey, Fakanza. Good to see you, man. Hey, Shivery. Good to see you too. Fakanza, everyone. Very talented voice actor and animator as well, actually. He does it all. A man of many talents. Tanaka Gandamu says your expression work in Even the Eyes is fantastic. Well, thank you. I don't like the expressions here. I actually think I spend too much time animating the body and not enough time doing something with the eyes. But I appreciate the props nonetheless. Appreciate it. What are we doing here? Come on, Harry. Color in. Use the right color. How about that? How about that, Harry? We're nearly there. I just want to get some of these gaps filled in. Come on. Get that. Oh. Sometimes I'm painting when I'm trying to be swatching the colors. Oh yeah. Okay, bit of that dark. Oh, I see something he's done. He is unfortunately coloured in one of the eyelashes yellow. We want it to be black, and a bit of the hair. Yeah, honestly, these characters are a nightmare to animate. They are. You probably can guess that based on how long it takes between episodes, but they're miserable. They are miserable, and he's done a stellar job of taking it on and doing them himself. Just little. Well, this is coloring, but he has animated shots. Actually, I could show you some stuff that he's animated, but maybe we'll save that for next time. We'll leave a little bit of something left in the can. Seeing a little bit of yellow there on the eye, and on the glove too. You know what? I think this is taking so long. Let's just focus on the holds from now on. Just make sure the next hold looks good. That's probably what I should be doing. I should let it play like 3 or 4 times, and if I just don't notice anything, just focus on the hold. So this is the hold. The hold is basically where the characters just stop moving for like a second or two and only the mouths move. That hold looks solid. It looks good. And let's see the last little bit of the motion. Ah. I see a little bit there on the eye. Or I did. Ah, there we go. Just a little bit of green coming through there. And a little bit of pink behind him. Oh yeah, and the cape. Got a little bit that we don't want there on the cape. Want a little bit of negative space there. Ah, the hand. What has happened here? So that's not good. We've got the hand. Oh shit. Yeah, this Okay, the rest of the frame looks okay, but got one hand here that's like flickering solid black, and it's got a bunch of stuff around the edge. So we're gonna have to clean up this real quickly, but I think then we're done. We'll take a quick look at the highlight layer, because every Starbarians layer has like a layer of animation and then a layer of highlights. I'm just gonna do something quickly to sort of give the idea that let's cut it out basically. Ah, fuck. I thought that would be my buddy there, and just there we go. Nope.
So yeah, we'll just clean up the messy parts on this hand really, really fast. As fast as I can go. And then I can come back to the chat and we can wrap this bad boy up. So we've got the shading there on the hand. All right, okay, and then there we fill it. Okay, so that's good. So I think that's good. Let's take a look with the highlights. The highlights are kind of only hitting one side, hitting the shoulder here. I'll turn off that ugly, ugly green light, because, man, it makes me look like a fucking zombie. Go back to the orange. There we go. So we got, here we go. Da 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 da. So he's like, Kilgar, why are we still on the ship? It's been 7 years. Why don't we freaking leave already? Episode 4 is dropping this year, and they are going to be kicking some ass. They are going to be going to different planets. There's going to be some babes, some action, some drama. It's going to be good. They are getting off the ship. I promise. I promise. It's the only wish I have before I die. And we're done with to be continued. It's going to finish the plot in some form or other with a big, glorious flourish. Sometime this year. After Dr. Bees and after this one. Alright, so I'm really happy with that. Yap did an amazing job. That didn't take very long to fix whatsoever. Just all very kind of straightforward. We have the eyes disappearing for one frame, but that's because they're going to be animated on a different layer. Yeah, they're disappearing here, but we'll fix that and animate them on a different layer. That was colored by my assistant Yap, who is doing an excellent job. You all did an excellent job today if you managed to sit through this beast of a live stream. Thank you so much to everybody that came by, especially our super chatters. You do not need to support me at that extreme level, but really appreciate it. A couple of people I didn't say hello to in the chat, such as I Am Not Exist, Dnator, and Funcubes. Hey, Funcubes, man. Yeah, it's still going. Sorry I missed you, man, but it looks like you came back here as things were wrapping up. Alright guys, well look, I wasn't able to get to all of the chat stuff today, so if I missed a question from you, hopefully you'll drop by again in the future, and I can answer anything you want to send my way. I'm going to go take a break. I really appreciate you coming by today, and there'll be another one of these live stream things, whatever you call them, sometime very soon. Thank you very much everyone, you take care, bye bye.